Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Sean, and today I am responding directly to you guys out there who told me that the stories on this channel have become very depressing. They're always about this terrible person doing that thing, followed up by this terrible district attorney refusing to prosecute this criminal or prosecuting the law-abiding citizen, and honestly, I agree with you. It's been getting a little dark around here lately, and I have decided that I need to fix it. So what we're going to do today is talk about a story of a couple who bravely ended up leading to the capture of a kidnapping suspect, an absolutely reprehensible human being, only to find out that the state of Texas would not honor the reward offered by Crime Stoppers to this family. Now, there is a positive twist at the end of the story, so trust me, it's not going to even be depressing in that small way. But before we get into that, this video is sponsored, so let me toss it to the sponsor, then come back over here, and you'll want to watch this for the other side. The surging national debt is bullish for the gold market. The recent debt ceiling drama ended with nominal cuts to the federal budget, along with an unlimited credit card for the feds to spend all of your money, spend away your future for years to come. This is why a Bank of America senior analyst said that the current boom that we're seeing is going to be followed by a dramatic drop in stock prices. Are you prepared? Is your retirement prepared for the impending doom? One of the things that you can do to prepare for this is actually move some of your money into precious metals. And with National Gold Group, you can be connected with a world-class customer service to walk you through the process. If you mention my channel's name, you will have the fees waived when you decide to invest with National Gold Group, and you can call them at 866-826-2603 in order to be walked through your options. They have best-in-class customer service, great representatives that are American-based. So once again, call them up at 866-826-2603, and remember, there's always a risk for investing, and past performance is not necessarily a guarantee of future results.
Of course, having people spot a wanted fugitive and then call 911 to report him seems like one of the very reasons the Crime Stoppers reward program exists. But it turns out if you call 911 instead of the tip line, you don't qualify for that reward.
So first of all, I'm going to recommend you watch both of these segments in full from Dallas 4, which is the local Fox affiliate for that area, because they cover this story and they actually ended up leading to a positive resolution at the end of it. But essentially the way this breaks down is you have a couple, the Jordans. The Jordans spot somebody that they had seen shared on social media who was a suspect, one of Texas's most wanted, in the kidnapping of a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old girl. The 9-year-old was a boy, he was dropped off randomly in a parking lot, and unfortunately the 7-year-old girl was assaulted by this disgusting individual. However, the girl was returned to her family. She was ultimately ended up being found 12 hours after the kidnapping, but the fugitive was still on the loose. And of course, they offered a reward, and it was a petty reward. It was $5,000, but it was still enough, hopefully, according to Crime Stoppers, to generate tips. Now, we have the couple. They're out and about in Texas. They spot a guy that looks like the person in the photo.
We both looked at each other and we both said, "Isn't that guy?"
The Jordans were coming home from lunch July 7th when they noticed a face they recognized from the news and a Crime Stoppers billboard, 41-year-old Leonard Neal.
He had on the same outfit as one of the pictures that was circulating on social media.
With 6 children of their own, the Jordans had taken a good look at the man accused of abducting a 9-year-old boy and 7-year-old girl. Police say he released the boy, but the girl was missing for 12 hours.
Now, as you heard them say, not only did this guy look like the suspect that they had seen on social media, but he actually was wearing one of the same outfits that he was wearing when they saw the picture. So this looked like a good ID.
The Jordans did not just call police. Once Neal got on the bus, they knew they needed to follow it. After getting disconnected from 911, a Dallas police officer called Kenyatta Jordan.
And once we made that right on Pope, he said, "Oh, that's y'all in that minivan." I'm like, "Yes, sir." He said, "Okay, well, we pulling up right behind you, so y'all can get out the way now."
So these guys, based on a hunch, based on the description that they saw, not only called 911 immediately, but they actually ended up pursuing the suspect to ensure that he didn't get away. And as you heard from the man himself, Mr. Jordan, he ended up only abandoning the scene when he was told to by the Dallas police. So again, excellent job on his part, not only just calling in the tip and forgetting about it, but also pursuing this in a reasonable way with the suspect who, by the way, was in fact armed and could have been potentially dangerous.
4 police arrested Neal. He cut his throat. Police later released this mugshot.
I felt confident that it was him, but I just wasn't 100%. But then I let the window down, and I heard him on there screaming. I said, that's him, baby. That's him.
Again, I gotta love when the American spirit, when the community comes together in such a way. This guy wasn't 100% sure, as he said, that this was the person, but they were alert enough and concerned enough about what was going on in their community that they decided to pursue anyway. So they end up following him, and after a period of time, when he catches his voice, I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to get at that made him for sure think it was him, they continued the pursuit. Good on these people. If you are unaware, this is a family with 6 children, and I can only imagine what a mother and father would be thinking when they're looking at somebody who potentially kidnapped a 9 and 7-year-old and how they didn't want to take any chances. Better safe than sorry, an attitude that oftentimes is gone in the United States of America because everybody's afraid of them accidentally IDing the wrong person and it becoming a viral video. Well, these guys stepped up to the plate. They went above and beyond. They called 911. They were there when the police arrived, and this ultimately ended up leading to this person's capture. And again, good on them for doing so.
We dialed 911 instead of the Crime Stoppers phone number. We're not able to get the reward.
As police work to build trust with the community.
So first of all, this woman's facial expression right here is perfectly indicative of how we all should be feeling based on what they were told after they ended up leading to the capture of one of Texas's most wanted, a disgusting criminal who is accused of a horrific crime. The idea that they were supposed to not call 911, the emergency hotline, but instead call the Crime Stoppers number, the much more complicated Crime Stoppers number, and because they didn't do that, therefore they're technically ineligible, makes no sense at all. It's incredibly stupid. It's incredibly unreasonable. And again, we have an instance where a family is completely cheated even though they did the right thing. Now, I said that this story has a happy ending. Obviously, the girl is alive. That's the happiest part of the ending. The guy was captured. Happiest part of the ending. But there is light at the end of the tunnel for this family who stepped up in such a major way, in a heroic way, because there was a resolution, and I promise we will get to that a little bit later.
Dallas Police Chief Eddie Garcia told us in a statement, while DPD does not have input on the criteria that must be met for a Crime Stoppers reward, when a unique set of circumstances arises, we certainly can open up conversations that will help improve services, prevent crime, or help solve investigations in our city.
Now, Chief Eddie Garcia of the Dallas PD actually released a perfectly fine statement. He explains that Crime Stoppers is done by this partner organization. It's not really under the umbrella of the Dallas Police, but you could tell by the statement overall that he wants this family to get their reward, and he wants them to reassess their criteria, because obviously in these kind of circumstances you want to incentivize people to call the emergency line rather than calling a complicated 1-800 number, the Crime Stoppers number, which again you can call in tips to. That's all fine. I don't disagree with that. But the thing is, in this specific situation, you definitely want people calling 911, and you don't want to financially disincentivize them from doing so. Again, this guy is a horrific criminal. Texas is top 10 most wanted in the state, did something horrible to a child, and he deserved to be captured immediately, and the family acted in the most reasonable way, and somehow they're being punished for that.
I just got off the phone with a Crime Stoppers board member. He said that the rewards are only paid to people who call the tip line based on Texas law.
So the Texas law is dumb, unbelievably so, and we all understand that. They should fix that. They should not be putting in poorer incentives that lead to less capturing of criminals into their penal code. However, I did promise you a resolution, so a follow-up. Again, congratulations to Fox 4 Dallas Fort Worth, that local affiliate, for getting this the attention and getting somebody to step up, because they did in fact receive equivalent amount of money to the reward money by somebody else in the community who is very moved by their story.
I know you guys have been through a lot, and I just want to tell you, I saw your story that Lori did on Channel 4, and it just touched my heart.
Freeman is a Dallas native and business owner.
What you guys did was put yourselves at risk, and you took a bad guy off the street. And you're my heroes for that. You're welcome. You sure can.
Then Brianna Jordan saw the amount.
For $5,000.
You know, I genuinely love this country. I genuinely love the people in the United States of America, and it honestly is moving for me to see this idea about the American population that a lot of people think is lost, of the community coming together, of people stepping up in order to do the right thing, and this business owner did so in a big way. By the way, local news totally sold him down the river by not even mentioning his business as a thing, you know, so that people would go to it, but this guy seems so genuine, and it seemed like such a heartfelt thing to do, and I'm so proud of him for stepping up and making sure that this family at least got the reward money. Whether or not this whole Crime Stoppers thing gets adjudicated in the future, at least the family was given a reward for their undeniably brave actions. Now, of course, they talk about how this could have just been their kids. They have 2 kids of their 6 in and around the same age, and they would obviously step up regardless of reward money. Again, they only found out about it after the fact, but it really is something nice, something beautiful for people to come together, lock up a scumbag, capture the scumbag, and then the family, after not being eligible for a reward on a technicality, ends up getting something in the end. Good on the Jordans, absolutely wonderful people. Good on Fox 4's a local affiliate in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and good on this man for stepping up. A business owner in the community, really showing a connection with those in the community because he was moved by a specific story.
Thank you so much.
Trying not to tear up out here. Yeah, I know everybody gonna see this.
When I saw the story, I teared up, so it's okay. It's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Tears of joy.
Yeah, this is good stuff. Good stuff all the way around. This guy's like, I got teared up when I was watching this. The guy's about to get teared up, and honestly, it's just a wholesome moment that ended up being created just by the local news. This was all local, and I was actually going to start a Give, Send, Go for this family had this not been resolved, but I'm very happy to point out, I'm very happy to highlight that the businessman did it for me. Within the community, they contributed, they made it happen, and the story has a wholesome ending for everybody involved. And this could actually have a better downstream effect, because not only did they get the reward, not only did the girl get returned safely, not only did the guy get captured, but hopefully this pushes Texas legislature to act in order to make sure that you are in fact eligible for the Crime Stoppers rewards, whether or not you meet a specific technicality or anything like that, like calling the Crime Stoppers number in an emergency situation where you should definitely call 911. W's all the way around. The only thing that needs to wrap this up with a nice little bow on it is Texas changing their rules on these kind of rewards, but other than that, incredibly great story. Now, I will also add that Freeman, the business owner, stepped up and contacted Six Flags, and Six Flags is also granting them free tickets to their amusement park, which again, just another nice addition for the whole family, by the way. Look, I'm cynical by nature. I think I've become jaded over the years doing this work, and I was already pretty jaded prior to doing videos on this channel and reacting to the absolute horrors that we see in our nation and in our world. But it's stories like this, and stories where you guys step up and have donated to cases and causes that I've highlighted, that really make me feel like the big dumb jerk that I am, because in reality, in actuality, there are great people across this country, and this kind of story of this guy stepping up normally never gets lifted up from local news into national news the way that it should, and I just wanted to play my part in bringing that story, this wholesome story, to you guys out there in the audience. We can only hope that the kidnapper and molester in this case gets life in prison without the possibility of parole, and that the Texas state legislature fixes this problem with their Crime Stoppers hotline. But yeah, that's all I really have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on my social media, support me via the support links in the description box of this video. This has been me talking about a story of heroes getting a reward. Till next time.